do our sector strategies, and we come out with which are the constraints in the sectors that we need to look into. Then we come up with ideas for interventions, particular partners, and then intervention managers discuss these ideas with RM, with other business advisors. So we are brought in just to give our perspective on things, especially around attribution, additionality, So through that, they develop their little logic, the results chains, very basic results chains of what they expect to happen from the intervention. Finally, when they sign it, then we move into developing the IG. IG basically contains everything that you need to know about the intervention. It's the logic and also the measurement plan, how we intend to go in, measure that the activities that we do with the partner leads finally to the goals of MDF. And from that measurement, we basically develop how will we measure this over the lifetime of the intervention. And when we go out and do those measurements or assessments, so either if it's a baseline, early impact, we come back, we do it as a group. Most of the time it's in-house, so the results measurement team and either the business advisors who manage it, the intervention, and if we will bring in more if it's needed. And so these assessments come in. We're all involved in analyzing this info. RM gets in more into the quantitative stuff it's needed, but then everyone's kept informed in all the stages, so that when the results come out, there's a consensus that we agree on the results of this. And then if there's information from that leads to maybe changes in the intervention. For instance, SCI, that was an interesting intervention in the sense we thought we had a really great product, with consultants come in to develop that it's needed. All the higher up people, the ministries, they agreed, and then we put it out there. But when we did the assessments, the ultimate beneficiaries, the farmers, there's very little awareness among them. So we had to take a step back and realize that, I think we need to do more in terms of getting this message across, because it's not getting there just with the level of promotions and things that we had. So it's just that feedback that leads to, from the assessments, goes back into changing how the intervention works. It's a new intervention that deals with agro inputs, distributing it to rural retailers in an area that really doesn't have a lot of commercial farmers. So it's still a new thing for them. It's because of the geographic location is isolated. So it's a new thing for them. And they needed to develop projections of sort of the uses of this. What's the average sort of additional cultivation area that they would expect from something like this? So because if you're just looking at the intervention itself, there's very little information specifically for this partner. I mean, in the beginning, it's always sort of more information is dependent on the partner. He's providing you info in terms of, I have this many farmers, possibly, or things like that. But he doesn't really know as much. There's really a limited level of information, agricultural information out there. But we have information from this major baseline study that we did, was across the country. So we pulled in information from that, in the sense we had data on farmers, horticulture farmers in those areas. So that helped with the projections, because we sort of said, okay, an average farmer in that area can produce this, grows this, and we can expect somewhat of this. So it's just strengthening the assumptions that we do, and triangulating the information that we get from the partner with what we've done with information that we have from previous assessments, maybe not related directly with this intervention, but similar types of information. Yeah, I think that's. I think there's a lot of things. I mean, you can't just pinpoint one. In terms of helping create that culture, I think if you just look at the layout of the office, in the sense it's a very open plan. The teams are facing each other. We talk continuously. It's very loud. There's a lot of loud interactions. We're talking. There's a lot of humor. But I think you need to have that very close environment. It's distractive, but it's constructive in the sense that you can, instead of communicating through emails and things like that, you have a greater continuous interaction with your workmates. So one is just sometimes it's the physical layout. And what's important as well is, I think, leadership is in the sense that management, they're constantly questioning, in the sense, the assumptions and the results that we have, and they also accept questions on their own, in the sense that we can enter Charles's room and just ask him about this or that. It's that openness in that interaction. It's important. If you are able to do that going upwards, and then it's also across. So having that open channels is really important to create that.